What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, on the Pantheon Podcast Network. Today's guest is the Tramps. Let's go.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Here it comes. The motherfucking Loud Spot.
And as most of the time, not always, we are joined by Kyler, all the way out there in California, and Diego from the Asylum Radio Network. We have Chris, and Sam's over in the background.
Mad face.
Pushing buttons for the show.
Sad face, angry face, sad face.
We got Krissandra here, the bass player from the Tramps, a punk band out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. How are you doing today, Krissandra?
I'm doing fucking fantastic. So thank you for having me on the show and including the Tramps. This is awesome.
Absolutely. So the band started 2015 or 16. Is that correct? Is that
I
correct?
think it's 2015. Let's go with 2015.
Okay, 2015. And you are the bass player. So when were you the original bass player for the band, or did you come in afterwards?
I came in afterwards. So the original bass player was Kim Bolden. She's pretty great. And I actually we played, I was in another band called Fuzzy Machete, and we had an all-girl lineup at this one of our favorite bars called Palmer's. And that's in Minneapolis. Palmer's Bar is fantastic. They're one of the only venues that, if you're just any punk band, you can just get a show there. I feel like there's a lot of, gatekeeping in, the music community. You need to have, 2,000 people on Insta. But Palmer's was just get up on the stage. We don't give a fuck. So they take everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we had a band called Heather Go Psycho. I don't know if you've heard of Heather Go Psycho from San Antonio. They came all the way from Texas to Minneapolis. And so we set up an all-girl band lineup, and the Tramps opened. So that's when I first saw the Tramps, and I was like, holy shit, this is an amazing band. These people are so lucky to be in this awesome band. And then at that same show, their bass player was like, yeah, I'm going to grad school, so I'm quitting.
Education got in the way of the band. That happens a lot, though. It's super hard to, as we get older and we become adults, it's hard to get a band to stick together because life happens. And sometimes people just don't want to stick out the band thing. And especially if you're going to grad school, that takes a lot of time, especially. And if it was away and not in Minneapolis, then there goes the band. So lucky for you, though, you got to come in and join.
Yes, I did. And so actually waited. They kept posting on Craigslist and Facebook, still looking for a bassist. And they just were auditioning people, waiting for the right one. And I guess I came along, and I've been with them ever since. It's been an absolute blast.
And the Tramps is a trio, right? It's just three of you.
Good job. There you go. Trio.
My man.
They got it.
A little backstory real quick on why they're congratulating me over here is really they should be congratulating themselves as well. We talked about the Tramps on a Facebook Live episode that we did, and we couldn't think of the name for a 3-person band. We could quartet, no. So anyways, Diego wound up looking it up, and then trio. And I remembered that ever since. I won't forget the word trio. So
Yep.
What is that
because
word?
of the Tramps. Because of the Tramps,
exactly.
you'll always remember trio. Yes.
Yeah, well, along those same lines, we are, I think the core of the band is a trio. It's Chelsea, Jenna, and I. But then we also have a cast of drummers who have evolved over the years. And it's because they keep meeting really strong, awesome partners and getting married. And so they can't go on these crazy punk tours with us. But we have a whole cast of really amazing drummers that play with us. So we are a 4-piece. And then we also have a horn section, a rotating cast of horns that come in.
Cool.
And I think we have 4 horn players that we play with, and they're all fantastic. We love them.
So then you kind of cross over into ska, right? With the horn, I guess it'd be more of a ska. Is it mostly punk or is it mostly ska?
We're everything, and I think that's where people kind of struggle on what to label us as, because we are pop punk. We have a lot of ska elements. We are a ska band. We're on a lot of ska punk compilations. And we play with a lot of ska bands. We just played with the Toasters and the English Beat in the same year. And yeah.
I think punk bands and ska bands have the coolest band names. Like every
I was just thinking that the Toasters.
Every band name you said tonight, like what Heather Psycho, what was it?
Psycho Heathers.
Or something like that. And then
Heather Go Psycho, Mustard Plug, Toasters.
Mustard Plug.
Yeah, we played with Nerf Herder last year. Nerf Herder's great.
See,
like Star Wars.
All these punk, man. You know what's crazy though? Like if you go to a like a punk show flyer, which I think Diego has one of you guys. Let's see, can we get that pulled up over here? Let's see if Sam can pull it up or if Diego can pull it up on the screen. There we go. So we have, I think there's the Von Tramps right there, third line down. So let's talk about this for a second. This is going to be June 3rd. Where's this going to be at?
This is in Linz, Austria. It's like a huge campground by a lake.
Okay.
And they've already sold out of like the early access tickets. I don't know what to expect because we went to Saban Fest last year and it was huge and a huge party. And this one's supposed to be even bigger. So it's in Austria by a lake. We're playing it with like all of our favorite bands. I don't really know how this happened, but it's happening and it's amazing.
My favorite thing, we can get that pulled off now. We got Zebrahead on there, which is I had no idea they were even still around, and they're kind of a they're not really punk though. They're kind of more of a hip hop alternative, I guess I would say, group. I guess maybe punk. And then was that Rancid playing on there and Anti-Flag as well?
Yep. It's all in the lineup. That's gonna be pretty wild.
Awesome. Yeah, that's gonna be an exciting show.
Well, so last year we played with the Dropkick Murphys and the Descendants. That's who headlined last year with Wizzo, and we were asked to come back for this year. And we've just been watching the tour poster. Like every week, another name was being added to it, and we're just like, "Holy shit, this is amazing!"
That is awesome.
Yeah, like oh my god, what an honor.
So is every time you get you said you had rotating drummers, are they always female? Do you ever have men play in the band as well?
They're mostly men, actually.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah, and it's just because like every drummer knows a guy who can like help us out, or it's very hard to find people who are willing to like fly out to Germany and play a set of shows with us to learn our whole catalog. We don't play just like simple punk songs. Our songs have all these weird time signatures, and Jenna's like, okay, now at this point we're going to stop and we're going to do this weird thing. And then there's just a lot of eminent elements that feels a lot like theater. And so finding a drummer who can hit all those is really difficult. And so we try to keep an open mind on what drummers we want. And usually like our drummer, our previous drummer will recommend like 2 or 3 other drummers to us.
Oh, what happened?
Sorry.
There she is.
Hey. My timer went off. I don't know why my clock was on, but.
Okay. So you guys do a lot of touring then, European tours and American tours.
Yeah, we just got off a 11-day tour with the Dolly Rots. So 11 shows, 11 days. The Dolly Rots are, they're heroes. They've been in the scene for decades, and now we get to tour with them, and they're pretty fantastic.
If you could pick your ideal tour of a band that you would want, like bands that you would want to play with, like 3 or 4 bands with the Von Tramps, do you have one that you like a dream lineup for you?
I don't even know like what I have such terrible taste in music. This would be a much better question for like Chelsea and Jenna. I think they would want to say like they would want to tour with Blink-182 and the Replacements, which probably wouldn't be able to happen anymore. And then I think who else?
Ooh, what's that band called? Oh my God, I'm so bad.
Oh, here we go.
I know, I forget.
All-timers.
All the time, I forget. It's a girl singer, and she has a Sam. What is that band?
The Interrupters. That's what you're trying to think of.
Oh yeah, my God. We would.
Yeah. Thank you.
We would absolutely love to play with the Interrupters. They're actually coming out to play a show with Saban Fest. I think it's like right before or right after. And so we're not on the same bill as them, but we would absolutely love to play with them someday.
So Sabam, that's how you say it. It's not SBAM, it's actually Sabam. Is that also a record label?
It is, yep.
Okay, so and you guys are signed with and how long have you been with that record label for?
Shoot, like two years now.
Okay, what's the benefits, like the pros, for you being signed to a record label, and are there any cons that go along with it?
Oh, that's a good question.
They're all good questions, every single one.
No, they're not. You could tell him. That question sucks. Tell him.
Well, I think it's just like it's so. I don't know if empowering is the word, but just validating to have somebody look at your music and look at you as an artist and say, like, I believe in this and I want more of this. So there's a lot of pros in having the backing of a label. Obviously, like, we're on Sabam Fest, which is a huge concert, and can't wait. Like, we're on that because we're on the label, and we've got to know them pretty closely. They know that we can, like, show up in a festival and put on a good show. And then I guess, like, the cons, which I don't really see as a con, is when you have, like, people that are believing in you and backing you, that you, like, I think the perception is once you get a label, you don't have to work as hard, but you have to work twice as hard because now there's twice as many people involved. And it's not just you, and you don't just get to take, like, your Saturday off, or you don't just get to say, I don't really want to do that tour. I mean, they don't really care. They let us do what we want to do, but it's a more of a team effort, and you have to think about others than just yourself and your band.
I feel like that's a job interview question. Like, so tell us some goods, and what don't you like about yourself? You say, sometimes I just work too hard sometimes.
Sometimes I work too hard. Yeah. But so far there hasn't been really any cons. I thought there's, like, the 70s perception of, like, when you get signed to a label, that it's just like champagne and groupies, and you get, like, these, huge whatevers.
Used to be that way, I think.
Yeah.
It used to be that way a long time ago.
No, and now it's like, yeah, you're signed to a label, but now you're playing, like, with pros, and you got to show up as a pro. And
you got to step up your game.
Yeah,
So you have a new album out called, what's it called?
Go.
It's called Go. And it just came out. And then we have your music video that I have for Goldfish Memories, came out from what YouTube says a month ago. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's there's the record. That's the record for Go, that pink album right there.
That's right. That's
it says Go on it. I see. Okay, I get it now. I didn't see that at first. Sorry. Go ahead.
One of the nice things about working with Sabam is they release everything on vinyl. And they work with distributors, like, I don't know how they do this, but they come up with just the most absolute beautiful vinyls. And we've had Go released in probably, like, 8 different variations and colors now. And that's like one of them. There's a yellow one. There's a pink one. I've only got, like, 7 more of those in my basement to ship out if anybody wants them.
I really feel like punk bands still need to have vinyl. That's part of, like, the punk scene. Never, like, even when vinyls were kind of going away, I feel like the punks were still keeping it alive, and that's part of punk culture.
Yeah. More than any genre, honestly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we have a record store, Mill City. They're Mill City Records, and they're named after, like, the mill in Minneapolis that blew up because it was a flour mill, and flour is really flammable, and it exploded. And so it's called Mill City Sound, and they're a phenomenal record store, and that's where you'll find me on a lot of Saturday mornings, just picking through their new releases, trying to see if I can find, like, a new Black Flag vinyl I don't have, or a Cure album I don't have. And now it felt like really great to go there and bring some of our vinyls in there to sell. Like, now our punk album is in here too.
Well, here's what we're gonna go ahead, Diego.
No, I'm just gonna say with punk overall, just there's different eras, but it's never felt like there was, like, a pause. Like, it never went away, right? Went from Black Flag, Ramones, and Agent or Code Orange, and then all kinds of just the other bands in between, and then Blink 182, and they've kind of carried the torch, and then kind of just sprinkled it in with all the other bands. So you guys are in that, but also you kind of pile that together with the ska And here in Nashville, there's a thing called rockabilly, which since I've moved here, I was like, no, that's ska. Like, you can say it, it's okay. Like, when you guys go out on these big shows, big tours, especially in other countries, what's the feedback that y'all get as far as like crowds, huge crowds? We see it. Like, this is not small. This is still a movement. Like, why is people just scared of punk?
They're still just like loyal punk fans, and they've kind of, I mean, I love pop music too, but there are still just people who love punk. When they get in their cars, punk is what they listen to, and that's what speaks to their heart. And there's a lot of punk albums and punk themes that never go away. Like, fuck the government and fuck the man and fuck capitalism.
Yes.
And that's all stuff that never ages. We're always fighting the systems of oppression, and no one speaks out louder against it than in punk rock.
I think the only person, one of the only ones who did it, well, System of a Down kind of does it, and then I really feel that Rage Against the Machine also being political bands, but mostly it is out in punk music, and that's why I love a good fuck you song. You know, I really do. I love fuck the man and fuck this, and that's why I initially started listening to punk music. Here's what I want to do. I want to take a break and hear an ad from one of our advertisers, and when we come back, I want to play your song Goldfish Memories, which I heard it for the first time a little bit ago, and everyone's going to fucking love it. So here we go with our ads, and we'll be right back.
That's cool. Sebastian, you know what that reminds me of?
What?
How we met. Tell me, that is a song that I literally Yeah, like back in the day, all the garage bands. But like that is a song I will put on to get ready to go out because I could see myself bouncing around, getting pumped up. That was such a good song.
Thank you. We love that.
That song reminds me of Katy Perry's Last Friday Night.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know that
That's
song.
way better. That was so fun. It's a fun song. I was bouncing. I like that.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It
one
makes
of our
you
favorites.
happy. Yeah.
We do our videos ourselves, and that was one where we were like, we really need to make this one like a fun party. And we
Was
shot
that
it in
your friends?
Yeah, those are all
Was
our
that-
friends. Those are all
That's awesome.
people. Like one of them's literally my next door neighbor. I call her. I'm like, can you just
Awesome.
be in our video? And she's a huge fan of ours. And she's like, hell yeah, I'll come be in your video and rocking
That's
out with us.
awesome. It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we shot it here in my basement. So like that's in my basement.
Awesome.
What's that song about specifically?
It's about like a one night stand and meeting someone, making maybe some mistakes, but it's fine.
Does she say? And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Does she say you got a pussy and you got to zip it?
No, you're kind of
Of course you heard that.
no, you're kind of fuzzy and you gotta zip it. That's what. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that now.
I was like, is that what she said?
We just got canceled.
That's it.
We just got
That's
canceled.
it.
Thanks, Sebastian.
You're welcome.
Number one reason why we need the lyric books back in all vinyls and cassettes is for people like Sebastian.
We do
There
have
he
the
is.
lyrics on our
Got a
album if you
pussy.
buy the vinyl.
Got a pussy.
Nice.
The lyrics are on the vinyl. I'm out to get the vinyl.
Nice.
So what does she say then? What does she say?
You're kind of fuzzy and you gotta zip it.
Oh shit! I totally fucked that up. Because I'm thinking one night stand kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So my head was going in that direction.
Oh
Birth
yeah, that's
control.
Awkward.
whew. Yes,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And you guys had a lot of Blink vibes in that too. For me, anyways, like that's I grew up on it, right? Grew up on Blink, and that's the video, the bass lines, a lot of Mark in there. Like I dig it. I definitely dig that single.
Yeah, Jenna actually wrote the bass line to that song. She was like, I want it to sound like this. And I'm like, I don't think it's humanly possible to play that, but we're going to do it anyway. And
You did it.
and we
Nailed it. Yes,
Yeah.
nailed it.
I'm not gonna say anything else the rest of the show. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up. I was gonna say
Zip it.
corner with my nose against the wall is what I'm gonna do.
That's okay. The girls got this. We got this.
Angry face. Angry
Hey,
face.
yeah.
That's what you get. Angry face. Angry face.
What is your biggest struggle about being in a band? And do not say it's when you go on podcasts and they fuck up the lyrics to your song.
I think like the biggest struggle in being a band is just like keeping true to your band while like shit happens all around you. It's so easy to just throw in the towel. Oh, someone doesn't have a job right now, or someone's going through a tough time, or you're having, it's just life gets so hard and it's so easy to just stop. And that's the exact wrong thing to do is you always want to like just make time for your band, make time for your music. And that's what we've been doing for like 8 years now.
How many albums have you guys put out in the last 8 years?
Just 3. We've had, so Chelsea and Jenna put out an EP, and then The Future is Female was the first full-length BT album, and so I joined during that. And then we released Sun's Out, Strung Out, which is an EP, and Go. So I guess that's 4.
Okay.
And then we had some singles drop on Spotify here and there. We released a cover of Sunflower, and I think a few other ones too. But yeah,
I'm still laughing at what I said in my head. I can't get over that. I did notice in your music video, there are several drummers in there. It's not just one?
I noticed
right?
that.
Yeah.
yes. So the main drummer, he's our drummer right now, Trevor Klopp, and he's like one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. And he joined us about like a year ago, and he went on tour. He went on the Dolly Rots tour with us, and he's coming to Savannah Fest with us this year. And then we also have Nicole Jean Rohde, who is like, she's kind of a legend in the Minneapolis scene. She's in multiple bands all the time. She's been in several of our music videos. She is like a huge, everybody knows her. She's an amazing drummer, front woman. And yeah.
Let's talk about you just a little bit before we get off of the show. I did notice on Facebook, I saw that you were either born in Korea or from Korea.
Yeah. So, like a lot of people like me, I am mixed race Korean with like a military background. And so my parents met in Korea, and we, I think I lived in New Jersey I was born in New Jersey and then lived there for about a week before we moved back to Korea. And I was there for most of my childhood. My brother was born there, and we moved back to the States when I was in like middle school. And yeah, so that's where I grew up.
So growing up there and then coming over here to, I guess, because your dad's from the United States.
My dad's from Minnesota, so
okay.
that's how we landed here.
Was it like a kind of a how old were you when you came back here first? I guess
16, I think.
Was it like a culture shock, or had you been back kind of quite a bit between South Korea and Minnesota?
Yeah, I lived in because we're a military family, so I lived in California for a while, Wisconsin. So, but yeah, it was definitely like a little bit of a culture shock because like you're leaving another country and then you're also going to like high school in another country.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little bit of a culture shock. Yeah, I'd say.
And do you speak Korean?
A little bit. It's real bad. When I go back to Korea, it like comes back, but like it's pretty terrible.
Who is that? I think Me First and the Gimme Gimme sing a song, I think in Japanese. I think they only do cover songs though. It'd be kind of cool to hear a punk band do a song. And I know you're not the vocalist, you play the bass, but it'd still be kind of cool if you had a punk song that was in another language. Even if I don't know what they say, I think it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, well, like Mike Park from like the Chinkies and Skanking Pickles, he does a couple songs in Korean, and it's fun. Like the first time I heard of Asian Man Records, and I started listening to his music, I'm like, oh, I know these words. This is funny. Yeah.
Do you have a following? Do you have friends? I'm assuming you have friends.
Are you?
Go ahead, Sam.
Are you able to tell Sebastian sucks in Korean?
Oh, that would be so cool.
Pabo, so like just stupid. Like
I like that. I guess that's really all the time we got on the show. And let's talk about your merchandise. And we already know you have the show coming up in June, future tours, and if you have any planned and merchandise.
Yeah, so we've got Savannah Fest coming up. We've got a few shows coming up around the Minneapolis area, and then we're hoping for a big fall tour. So the best way to follow us is just follow us on Instagram. If you go to our Bandcamp, we have all of our merchandise on there. We got shirts, CDs, vinyl, stickers, all sorts of really cool stuff. People love our shirts. Chelsea is really particular about shirts, and so they're all like super softy soft and come in like every size. I think we've got like everything from like small to like triple XL. And let's see, we've got follow us on Bandcamp, and then what's that other like bands to subscribe to like when our tours come out. And if you follow us on Spotify, it'll tell you also when we're coming into your town. So do that too.
I didn't know Spotify did that. Wow. Yeah. I don't really listen to Spotify. I'm over Apple. Even though I have an Android, I listen to Apple Music. I don't know why. I spend all these
trendy.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to be trendy. That's why.
Who sings a song about trendy? Real Big Fish. They have a song. I think it's called Trendy. Maybe, I don't know. They have a song anyways. I don't know if you're a big Real Big Fish fan, but they're pretty cool.
Hold on. Did you just correct yourself by saying, wait, well, they got a song, you know.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yep.
I don't know the name of the song, but I know they talk about being trendy anyways. So
yeah.
You know what?
Are you talking about Sellout?
Are
you talking about Sellout?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sell out.
Every company's gonna give me lots of money and everything's gonna be. No, they have a song that says the word trendy in it. That's not that song.
All right, whatever.
They do. I'm gonna find it. And I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna play it somewhere in the middle at the end of this episode. All right, hey, Krissandra, I want you to stay
fucking
right.
liar.
Right, I want you to stay right
liar.
there.
Fucking
I'm
liar.
not a liar. I'm not lying. Maybe I am lying. I don't know. I'll figure. If I'm lying, I will. If I'm lying, we'll find out. We'll find out if I'm lying. Krissandra, please stay right there. Apparently, I lie all the time, anyways. On accident, though, I don't do it on purpose. If it's an accident, it's not really lying. It's just speaking uneducated ish.
What's this here?
Real
Big fish.
Is it called Trendy? Is the song called Trendy?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
not lying. They do have a song called Trendy. Thank you very much. Now we're ending this fucking show. Krissandra, please stay right there till after the outro song plays.
I hope he chokes.
I do want to thank Kyler. I want to thank Diego, Sam for helping us out and producing the show, always making us look a lot better every single time. I want to thank the Pantheon Podcast Network. And of course, Krissandra, I want to thank you and the Von Tramps for coming on, sharing some experiences with us. Go buy their record if you collect vinyl. Super cool looking. Go stream them. You can check out their album if you're in the area where they're going to play shows. I've heard they have a really high energy show that they put on stage. So even if you don't know all their songs, it's always going to be a fun show anyways. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all podcasting platforms. That's all the time we got. Peace out, rock on, and much love.
This is the Loud Spot outro by Nothing Short of Tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does Nothing Short of Tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pimp host has to pimp show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.